Good morning, y'all. Today is my sewing day at the church, so I am trying to go ahead and get dinner in the crock pot so that when I get home this afternoon, I can do other things that I need to do around the house and just not worry about having to cook dinner because it's going to be cooking in that crock pot. So I always say that the crock pot's sort of like having a housewife waiting there for you that can get everything cooked. Anyhow, I'm going to start with a nice chuck roast. This is a boneless chuck roast, and that'll be plenty for me and Bob. We'll have some leftovers, I'm sure. And I'm going to make it a little bit fancier this time. Instead of just putting the potatoes, which I use the gold potatoes because they just are creamier and soft. And I've got some white onions I'm going to put in there and some carrots. But I also am going to put some mushrooms in there this time. And I will be using some onion soup and Heinz 57. And that's it. So I will be flouring the meat. I'm just going to put flour on each side of it, brown it over here in the skillet, and then that'll be what goes on top of the vegetables. But right now I'm going to go ahead and start peeling these potatoes and the carrots and getting the onions all sliced up and start layering them into the crock pot. So I'll show you that in just a few minutes. All right, y'all, so what I've done is I've peeled all the potatoes and the carrots, and I've pulled the stems out of the mushrooms and washed those off. And so don't worry, I'm saving all those peelings and the little stems from the mushrooms. I'm saving all that, and that's going to our chickens. So it's a nice recycling here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these things into the crock pot. So I'm putting onions first. I like to put those in first because they tend to make more juice down in there, and it gives the other vegetables something to cook in. And now I'm going to put the hard vegetable, which is the carrots. They're a lot harder. It takes them a little bit longer to get tender. So I'm putting those in. Then I'm going to add the potatoes. I think y'all can see this. Let me move it over. Okay, and now I'm going to just toss the mushrooms in on top of that. Get them all in there. And now I'm going to sprinkle some Lipton onion soup mix all over them. So it gives an onion flavor from the bottom and an onion flavor from the top, plus the beef flavor that's in this soup mix will go nicely with the meat. All right, so this is everything that's in the crock pot now except for the meat. So I'm going to get that started, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, y'all, I took about 1/4 cup of flour and some garlic powder, pepper, and salt, and put it all over this roast. So it's all patted in here now. It's floured on all sides. And I'm about to put it over here in the skillet. Get the skillet going. I put a little bit of olive oil in the skillet. Let me get you over closer where you can see what I'm doing here. Make sure this oil is everywhere. We're just going to put this roast right in here. All we're wanting to do is just brown the roast on both sides, and then we're going to put it right on top of those vegetables in the crock pot. So I will get back with you as soon as it is browned. Hi there, I wanted you to see how nicely this is browning up. I've already flipped it over It's got a nice little crust on it here. So I'm about to take it up and put it over there in the crock pot. So I'll get back with you in just a second. Okay, so we're back over here at the crock pot. I am going to go ahead and add just 1/4 of a cup of water over where I put the Lipton soup, just to make sure it has enough juice. I'm sure it will have plenty, but anyhow, now I'm going to take the roast and lay it on top. It looks kind of tall right now, but it'll squish down as those vegetables cook and get soft. So now I'm going to take the Heinz 57 and just squeeze it all over the entire thing. And I used about 3/4 of a bottle. So this is a 20-ounce bottle. So whatever that works out to be, that's about all I need there. And then I'm just going to turn this on to high for an hour just to get everything nice and warm. And then before I leave the house, I'll turn it back down onto low. So you see it fits in there nicely, and it'll start steaming up a little bit. And then all of that juice, as it comes up to the top of the lid, it'll drip back down through all the vegetables, and those carrots cooked in that juice are delicious, and so are the potatoes. So, and then the onions will just kind of disintegrate down there after cooking, and it just adds so much flavor. So anyhow, I will get back with y'all later this afternoon when I get home, and I'll show you how it's looking. Okay, y'all, it has cooked all day for somewhere between 8 and 10 hours on low, and you can see it looks very well done here. And it's probably going to fall apart, so I'm going to try to lift it with 2 utensils here. All right, so there's the pot roast. Just so you can see how tender this is, it just pulls apart real easy. So anyhow, and now then, let's see if I can dip some of these vegetables out so you can see them. And I'll tell you, my house has smelled wonderful this afternoon while this is cooked. But here's potatoes and carrots and mushrooms and pieces of onion. We're going to have this with some bread, and might make a little salad to go with it. But y'all, this is a wonderful meal to have, and it serves a lot. You know, if you've got a big crock pot, you can just keep adding vegetables in it. And there's plenty of juice down in here that we can thicken up with a little bit of cornstarch and make some wonderful gravy to go over everything. So I hope y'all are having a wonderful weekend, a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you later on this weekend when I post some more videos. Thanks, and talk to y'all later.